Hi River Falls Community Ed class. This is your week 2 homework series. I apologize it took me a second to get it out to you. I couldn't get into the studio the past few days. So here it is. Like always, just only do the exercises if you feel comfortable doing the exercises, since I'm not there to actually watch you and make sure you're doing them well. But they're all things that we did in class, so you should have a little bit of background about them, and with this video I'll kind of touch on the cues again to help make sure that you are doing them mostly well. But in general they should all feel good, so if you feel any sort of pain or discomfort, just take a step back, take it a little easier, try a slight modification if you can, or just skip the exercise, which is totally fine. Just keep in mind that Pilates, you'll get more out of each class if you kind of practice it a few times throughout the week between the classes. Yeah. So just like last week, you'll start on your back, knees up to the ceiling, feet on the floor. You can have a little space between the legs. Check in, make sure that you're nice and neutral in your pelvis and your low back, remember. And we'll just start with the pelvic tilt. So you use your exhale to lengthen the low back, find your imprint position, and then inhale, reach the tailbone away and down towards the floor. So tailbone scoops up between the legs and then reaches down and away. You should be feeling like this is gently lengthening the low back no matter which position you're in. It's a little massage for the low back and the pelvis. And again, we want the feet really light on the floor. We're just using our abdominals to do this rock. Do that like 10 times or so, and then you can let it lead you right into some hip rolls. So you'll exhale, tip through that imprint position, and then engage the glutes and hamstrings to roll up. Remember, at the top here, you're really pressing the heels of the feet down to focus on the space right under your butt cheeks. You can also feel like the heels are gently trying to slide back on the mat as the knees reach forward and away. Feel the inner thighs zipped up in the middle gently. They aren't connected, but they're zipped up. Arms are gently pressing down into the mat. Rib cage and abdominals are softened and connected into the body. You inhale at the top here, and then you exhale, roll back down nice and slow, one vertebra at a time through imprint, rock to neutral. So the breath is an exhale to tip through and roll up. Inhale into the back and sides of the ribs at the top. And then exhale, rolling back down. Inhale, rock to neutral. Do that 5 to 10 times. On the last time, you'll roll all the way up and stay. And just add those heel lifts that we did in last class. You inhale to lift your heels. Exhale to lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Try to press the pelvis higher. Do that again 5 to 10 times, as much as is comfortable. Trying to feel your ankles nice and vertical. Spread the toes equally. And once you're finished, you'll again inhale at the top and exhale, roll back down through the spine, all the way to the bottom. Yeah, so do that. Your hip rolls a few times. And then we'll come right into the heel taps that we did last time. So you float the legs up to tabletop. We worked an imprint for both of these exercises, so that's what I would recommend, but you can try neutral and see how your body feels doing it. You flex the feet, let the legs open just a tiny bit, and you'll use your exhale to reach the heel forward and away, hinging at the hip joint, and then inhale, bring it back center. Exhale, reach it forward and away. Inhale, back center. Remember, even if your leg is only to here, that's just fine, because what's most important is keeping the position of your abdominals, your pelvis, and staying nice and connected. Again, do that, 4 times each leg, and then you'll zip the legs up together, nice and strong, and do the same thing with both legs. Reach both legs away and down, again, only as far as you can stay connected, and inhale, lift. Exhale, forward and away. Inhale, lift. Keeping the knees and ankles, upper and inner thighs all gently pressing in as you do it. Again, take that 5-10 times, whatever feels comfortable. then you'll reach the legs down the mat just a little bit. Again, a little space between the legs, and we'll come for roll-ups, the modified version. Arms hug off the mat just a touch. Inhale, nod the chin to chest. Exhale, start reaching forward, rounding up. You can grab behind the thighs. You can press the elbows down just a little bit to get you past that sticky spot. Keeping the rounded spine at the top. Inhale into the back. And then exhale, roll back down, walking the hands back down the legs. Do that 3 to 5 times, however many feels good. After your last set, you'll round all the way up. Inhale, and then exhale, sit nice and tall. Yeah, so now you're seated to do some spinal motions. So you'll have the legs crossed, just starting with the side to side. You reach side. Remember, trying to imagine that both sides of the body stay long as you tip, and then lift back up and down. Keeping everything long and connected. We don't want it to start being crunchy. You want to imagine you're between 2 planes of glass, so you're nice and stacked, just tipping sideways. Do that a few times each side, however feels good, I guess. And then you'll do those spirals, reaching the arms up. You exhale, start to spiral, opening one arm in front, one arm behind. Gently press down on the hands. Inhale, finish the spiral. And then exhale, float the arms back up, come center. And then we exhale, spiral. Bring the arms down, inhale, lift. Exhale, center. Inhale, unravel. A few times each side. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Yeah, spirals. Then you'll come to just a few saw like we did last week. Have the legs somewhere where it's comfortable. Remember, you want to sit right up on top of your sits bones, even if that means you have to have a soft bend behind the knee, or you can always sit on a pillow or a cushion to lift your hips up a little higher. It'll feel better, yeah? Opening the arms to the side, you exhale to spiral, inhale to reach opposite foot, exhale to come up, inhale center. Exhale, spiral, inhale, reach, exhale, tall, inhale, center. A few times each side, however many is comfortable. Then bringing the legs back in front of you, just use that modified roll down to come back down onto the mat. You sit nice and tall, and then exhale, send the pelvis back, the low back behind you, the mid back, upper back, shoulders, and neck, all the way to the floor. Then rolling onto your stomach, you'll find a few cobras. So remember, elbows out to the side, find your goalpost, pressing the front of the pelvis down, both of those hip bones and that pubic bone like a triangle. Pressing down to engage the glutes and hamstrings a little bit. We inhale, lengthen the spine, exhale to press up, keep the abdominals connected. Inhale at the top, exhale back down. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, press. Inhale at the top. Exhale, lower. Yeah, again, take that like 5 times or so, and then you'll go right into your single leg kick. Remember, you have 2 options for the arms. You can come up and hold cobra, as long as that feels comfortable for your neck and your back. And you can keep the abdominals connected and keeping the pelvis flat and down into the mat. You can be here and come flex, flex, reach, right? It's that pulse, reach, ooh. What's most important is that pelvis staying down and flat. If this isn't great for your upper body, you can always just stack the hands and bring the forehead down and just focus on the legs and the spine without the arch. Yeah, so do that a few times. You can press back, find a little child's pose just to relax all of those muscles. And then as you're ready, the last 2 things, you'll come to your kneeling tabletop here. So remember, you want to really reach the head forward, tailbone behind you, yeah? I was seeing just a little bit of this last week where the tailbone is just gently tucked down. So really try to lengthen the low back, nice and long. Even if you have to look in a mirror, just check yourself out in the mirror and see how you look. You want like 90-degree angle, 90-degree angle. Yeah? And then you'll just come here for those fire hydrants. So you can tuck the toes if that's comfortable. Remember, keeping hips facing the floor, you're just gonna lift the knee side and lower. It lifts straight side. You're trying to keep your weight even between your hands. Exhale to lift, inhale to lower. Do that like 8 times on that leg, and then you'll do that 8 times on the other leg. Remember, keeping the spine nice and long, keeping the hips even underneath you as you stretch. Yeah? And then the very last thing is just those knee hovers. So remember, you want to press down into the floor about 50% with the hands. Lift the abdomen and the abdominals, the rib cage up and into the body, even though we're keeping the long neutral spine. And then keeping the elbow pits gently facing each other so we're not locking into our elbows. You can see I have a lot of hyperextension. We want to come out of that hyperextension. And then you exhale to press, lift the knees off the mat like an inch. And you inhale, stay, and then exhale, lower the knees. Do it 3 times, adding an extra breath each time you do it. So second time you press up, you exhale, inhale, stay, inhale, stay, exhale, lower. So it's like 1.5 breaths. Second time will be 2.5 breaths. And that'll be it. Yeah, hope that's helpful. And I'll see you all on Wednesday.